So.
Alright, welcome dear viewers. Today we are going to be having cheese and possibly even discussing topics.
Cheese. We got some mature Irish cheddar. We've got some dill Havarti. We got some smoked Gouda. And we got some camembert, which we have never tried before. Alright, so we'll start with the smoked Gouda. We already have one open, but this is the Gouda.
Comes in a wedge shape from a round of cheese, a wheel of cheese.
And we get it from Aldi. Do you wish to cut the cheese?
You and your humor.
Would you wish to slice the aged dairy product?
On almost any other day I'd say yes, but right now I can't really because of these.
Oh, that's right. Valk had some blood work this morning and a shot. Would you like a piece of Gouda?
I would take it.
And we can rate them and decide which is our favorite cheese. Which cheese is best?
Don't just pop one whole thing in at once. Savor the cheese.
Savor the cheese, yeah. The dogs would like to savor the cheese.
With us.
You're so cute. You're covered with like seeds from some weeds.
I don't think they really want to savor the cheese. I think they just want to eat it.
You're right. They're gonna snarf the cheese.
It's pretty good.
I do like the smoked Gouda. I like Gouda in general, but smoked I like better. There's certain times of the year where I find some cheeses taste like licking the inside of a barn. The walls. So it's like what a barn smells like, and that's what the cheese tastes like. And my dad, who grew up in the country, said that there was always a difference. He could tell growing up. He could tell when the cows went back out to pasture because their milk tasted different. So he said that, you know, the spring and summer milk was better than the winter milk.
If you look at the state of America today, you'll see that its peoples are very divided between two different mindsets for the most part.
And I think more so than any other time in history, including, you know, that one time when we had a whole civil war over our differences. So I agree.
The United States are not united.
No.
There is a fissure that has been in the unitedness of the states since
for a long time.
Well, since like the early days of America, when after it was George Washington, the first guy, right?
First guy.
Since George Washington retired, and there were two parties. There have only been two major parties ever.
It's okay.
There have only been two major parties, which means you can in reality, people only really look at stuff from two different types of mindsets. If we look at other nations, they have as many as or as few as 5 major political parties.
Oh, there are places that have quite a few.
There are.
There are also places that have banned political parties. It's like we're not using parties. We're voting for individuals who speak for us or feel like they fit our mindset.
I think the idea of no parties is better than the idea of many parties. But I also think that the idea of many parties is better than the idea of simply two parties. If you have two parties, it's basically a situation of, oh, well, there's this one, I'm in this party, so I have to dislike the other party. Instead of, I'm in this one party, there are these other parties, I don't really agree with them, but I can work with them. It's like more parties introduce more views.
Yeah.
Meaning there is less to be divided over, or more in some cases. say we go with Havarti.
So when I was a teenager, there was this push for people to vote less for a specific party and more for the individuals that spoke to them. And so at the time, that was referred to as being a liberal, because you were liberal-minded. Liberal-minded means that you don't think in just one way. You can, it's more broad. When we talk about respecting people, just because you respect one person doesn't mean you have to disrespect another, because that is not pie. It's not like, oh no, I only have 5 respect points for today and I've already respected 5 people. But I love this dill Havarti.
I do too.
I got introduced to Havarti when I was in college and I worked at a dairy store, and people would get Havarti, it was plain Havarti, and
more flavorful than the cheese.
Apples. They would eat Havarti with their apples. It was weird.
That sounds normal. Why can't you just celebrate both at the same time?
Well, and honestly, that works really nicely because the studies show that people who are not supported, who are queer in some fashion or another, whether it's gender, whether it's sexuality, their mental health suffers when they aren't allowed to live their lives as their true self, right?
Yes.
And just all you have, you don't even have to be like totally on board, but just being willing to use that youth's preferred pronouns or preferred name drops it down into the what's normal for teenagers. And I think we can't have pride without talking about mental health, because when you live in a society where so many people just hate you because you exist, that's going to wear on you. That's going to hurt you. And it's hard to live in that environment where people hate you just because you're there. Like, we haven't always had diversity in what people are like. And like, it's somehow wrong to be different. And
transgenderness, genderqueerness dates back to like 7,000 BC.
Oh, it basically looks like, if you look at human history, all kinds of queerness, whether it's gender queerness or sexual or romantic queerness, have existed as long as there have been people. And there are some really great videos that I've seen about, people documenting. They're like, okay, let's go back to our earliest, Mesopotamia or something. And they talk about this.
But yeah,
Mature cheddar isn't doing it for me today.
I like it a lot still.
Normally, I really like the mature cheddar.
Get another slice?
Yeah.
Segueing back onto
Here, I'm
the
actually
whole...
going to give you the rest of my slice. I didn't bite off of it. You were considered, very sensitive, especially in comparison to your classmates at Jiaming. The boys, you were way more sensitive than they were. Camembert. I've never tried this. I don't even know what it looks like under here.
That entirely could be the reason why I was mistaken for a girl for quite a while.
Yeah. Well,
That
and you
mixed with
did
my
hang
long
out.
hair.
You hung out with the girls.
Mhm.
When you were with the girls, you were allowed to explore creativity and feelings in a way that boys weren't. Ooh, look! It does have a crust like a brie.
Terrifying. I'm scared.
It doesn't smell bad.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah. That's
Do-
a bit
do you-
much for me to start with.
It's not that much. I'm gonna remove the.
No, but it feels like it's a bit much for a sample. 'Cause I thought I was just gonna be sampling this.
It is a sample, but you're right. Okay, let me because I don't think I like the crust or whatever you call the outside part of. It's the same with like a brie. It's a little soft and you like spreadable.
Doesn't actually smell that bad.
No.
It's always depicted as stinky and smelly.
Yeah, Miraculous Ladybug says that it's all this horrible, stinky, and gooey. And it's not gooey and it's not stinky.
I too shall have a palate cleanser in case I am like, ugh.
How is it? Could you describe its taste for me so I know what to expect going in?
It's not strong.
Okay.
Initially, it's got a strong aftertaste.
What is its aftertaste like?
A barn.
Okay.
Try it. I want to see if you. I do not like it.
I'm gonna assume that I don't like it either.
No, you should take a nibble.
But I will take a bite.
You might be like, this is the best cheese ever.
Oh.
Oh,
Get it out.
get it out of my mouth.
Nope. That's a no.
Ew, yuck. No camembert for me.
No, 1 out of 10.
Oh, okay, so what was your favorite cheese?
Still gonna be the Irish cheddar.
I'm really torn between the smoked Gouda and the dill Havarti. The dill Havarti was really hitting the spot today. Least favorite? Camembert.
You see, the reason it's a fancy rich people cheese is because they don't ever get to smell what the inside of a barn will taste like. So it's their only chance to experience it in Camembert. What I need instruction. Please, wait, no, this is a bad intro.